Hey there, beautiful day. Look, as real estate agents, we all get hung up on what we're going to say to the sellers in the listing presentation. It's probably the number one most requested topic I get from the guys and gals at real estate, at Elevate Real Estate Brokers, easy for me to say. And these folks are in the top 5%. So if they're having questions about this, most every agent has. So let me set this up for you. Have you ever gone through the pain of giving your listing presentation? I mean, hitting all the key points and not getting the listing? You didn't get the listing? They listed with somebody else? It wasn't you, it was the presentation. And this happened to me, so I was constantly searching the internet for new and different listing presentations. I'm like, hey, did you hear, any good listing presentation? I mean, the problem was I'd get these listing presentations, I'd spend all this money on them, and they really weren't me. They were kind of cheesy and salesy, which is not my style. But I pieced together something that was kind of me. I mean, honestly, like, what else am I gonna do? What else are you gonna do? What I hated was the old trial and error that this involved. Some pages worked and others clearly didn't, all right? Just didn't connect. I hated practicing on real sellers because I lose commissions when I mess up, and I did a lot of that during this process. So I took out the pages that were not working and kept the pages that people reacted favorably to, and I'm gonna give you my results. The results of my trial and error so that you can supercharge your listing presentation. So you can give the sellers the information that they want to hear when they are ready to interview you. Okay? All right, ready? All right, first of all, let me cover what they don't want. They don't want to hear, I'm number one, I work 24/7, honesty and integrity. If I see that on another business card, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honesty and integrity, my brokerage is number one. You say stuff like that and they're like, that's funny, because the last 3 agents that were here today said their brokerage was number one. So understand, this is just blah, 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 blah to the sellers. Basically anything about me or how great I am or how great my company was meant nothing. That's what not to do, okay? Which slides did my sellers like? All right, there were several that worked really well, but you just want the best, right? So I'll cut to the chase. The slide that they liked better, actually better than all the rest combined, was a slide that I did. Should I have a drum roll there? The slide that they liked the best was a screenshot that I did of all the buyers in my database. So I just went into my CRM, I did a screenshot, and I inserted it into my listing presentation. I mean, this slide was best by a mile, okay? So let's spend a minute on this because this might be all you need to do, honestly. I mean, what do sellers want? What do sellers want? They want buyers. So go to your Commissions Inc. site or your Zillow site, whatever. I had both, and I think they're the best, honestly. But the slide that works so well, that started me taking it to the next step. So what I would do is I would actually log in to those sites right there on the spot with the sellers, like digging deep into the buyers, showing them, like these are pre-approved, my conversations with those buyers, what kind of houses they were searching for, what kind of houses they were looking at with me. You really want to blow them away? Do this. On the Commissions Inc. site, you can actually search by city, you can search by zip code. So I would run a search of everybody looking in, say, Boca Raton, for instance, and I would print that out and bring it with me. So I'm going to a listing in Boca. I'd print that out and I'd bring it with me. I'd just put it in their hands. So I just like, here it is. And I total it up like 109 or whatever. And I just shut my mouth and let it soak in. And they would just kind of like flip through it and I'd just shut up. But then I'd leave it on the table for the rest of the conversation, which was usually just a few more slides about the process going forward. I didn't need to do any of the salesy stuff because we already talked about that doesn't work anyway, right? So I completely cut it out, and I'm telling you, they could care less about that stuff. The message was clear, really. When they were holding this list, this was the message I was giving to them. They're holding this list. You hire me, and this list of buyers is yours. right? The rest of the listing presentation then should just be about the seller. Again, not about you, their time frame, when they want to have showings, when they want to be left alone. Focus on everything you're going to do to help them reach their goal. Communicate that well and do a deep dive into your database with them on the spot, and you'll walk out with a signed listing agreement every time. All right? Until next time, think big and serve big. Take care.